Hello, friends from the comic world. My name is Hector,
And my name is G.
and we're here to talk to you about the new collected editions that are coming May 2025. G and I work for Penguin Random House, and we sell to comic book stores around the world. So the titles that you see on this presentation are from the publishers that we represent into those countries, channels, and also we're on social media. You can find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, and also on YouTube under at PRH International Comics. We'll leave obviously links in the description below. And if you haven't watched these videos before, just really quick, the way we do this, G and I pick some of our favorite titles from what are coming on the month of May, and we're going to highlight them for you. And then after that, we'll give you just a few other key titles that you shouldn't miss from the month of May. And then after that, we'll show you the rest of the list. So you'll be able to see all the collected editions of graphic novels that are coming in May from Penguin Random House. And without further ado, let's get started. I believe I'm first. First pick is mine. Is Love Languages by James Alban. This is a very cool story, very beautiful story with beautiful, beautiful art. It's a story about two foreigners in France. First, there's Sarah Huxley, who is the one with the black sort of coat on the left. She moves from London to Paris for work, but then she finds that Paris is not as romantic as everybody says, at least not for her. And but at some point she runs into Ping Law, who you see here on the right, pushing the little bit the baby in a trolley, and it's a young woman working as an au pair for a wealthy Hong Kong expat family that lives obviously in Paris. And the two, they start interacting, they bond, first of all, over their lack of knowledge in French or how little French they know, but they also have their own, they're kind of going through similar situations moving into a different country with foreign language and all of that. And they strike up a friendship. You're gonna see in the it's very slice of life, sort of them going to museums, to markets, sort of texting each other, and slowly they uh kind of communicating also through language apps, translation apps, and they get closer and closer, and sort of feelings start brewing between each other, and I find it as like I said, a very beautiful story. And also on the next slide, I want to show you some of the art because James Alban is very well known for this beautiful sort of watercolor painting art style. And this one, there was so many other images you can find online ahead of publication for this book, but I thought this one kind of shows off how beautiful his art is. A little bit about James Alban. He's an award-winning author and illustrator from Scotland. He is fascinated with people, places, languages, dynamics. He has other books under Top Shelf, which is publishing this also. Later, I'm sorry, the delicacy, the delicacy. So sorry, don't know how to pronounce it. Also available, the shining beacon, and her bark and her bite. Like I said, all three of those are available through Top Shelf. Also, he has worked for Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Guardian, Liberator, Paris Review, South China Morning Post, and he has traveled all over the world, including living in London, Hong Kong, Lyon, Strasbourg, and currently he's living back in Edinburgh. So this is beautiful, like I said, sort of a contemporary, sort of slice of life, romance story, LGBTQ plus, obviously, and it's sort of a, a love letter to Paris, but also to strangers meeting in a different country. So I'm really excited to read this one. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. So there you go.
Right. My pick is Strange Academy, the omnibus. There's going to be the Humberto Ramos cover, but on the next slide here, we have the Scotty Young direct market cover as well. Um, I remember when I first picked up issue one, it was around the time of the pandemic, and it was really
Hmm.
hard to go to a comic book shop at that time. So it was a bit spotty for me to pick up this single issue. So for me, this is like great because I'm like now I can like I do have some of the single issues, but now I can go back and read it all in this omnibus collected edition. And so
Hmm.
we have Doctor Strange, who established an academy for mystic arts, bringing together all these young people across the cosmos with an aptitude for magic to study under some major names, tutors, including Dr. Voodoo, the Ancient One, Scarlet Witch, Magic, and etc. Some of your favorite Marvel mages will show up here. And the students' first field trip lights a fuse that essentially blows up in a very big, tragic way, and hearts are broken. Uncanny new abilities get manifested. Huge secrets are revealed. Final exams are drawing near when these threats amount, and it's a question of who will become the savior of Strange Academy, and who can bring it back when it's all crushing down. This collects Strange Academy from 2020 issues 1 to 18, but also includes Strange Academy Finals that came out in 2022 issues 1 to 6.
And it's such a great story, but also it introduces a lot of characters that we still see them now in new stories showing up. And also, I one thing I love about this is there's so many cameos or like special appearances from other characters in different on some of the different arcs. So it's a really fun book. It's an amazing fun book. And we got Nortley's book one by Malin Falk. Falk. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Um, and so this is a huge web comic in Norway, where Malin is originally from, but also it has become kind of big around the world. First time that it's been put in paper, translated into English, but this is so big that 13 different countries have bought the rights to for translation. And it's sort of a kind of a Peter Panish kind of story. In this case, the girl that you see here on the cover, Sonia, she has this coming of age ceremony traditional to her people, and she receives a visit from a mysterious boy who offers to take her across the stars to his home. And then they travel under Northern Lights, and she follows this boy, and she's sees a side of Norway or this part of Norway that she never knew was there. Another world, that a world full of trolls, full of magic, pirates, etc. And slowly she starts to lose her heart to this new land, and she uncovers an adventures that might bring both her worlds together. Obviously, a very fun fantasy story. As you can see by the cover, the illustrations are very, very beautiful. Like I said, Malin Falk, uh, it this was originally, or it is, a comic, uh, a digital comic or a web comic. She actually started it as a sort of as she was going to school in San Francisco, and then she moved back home with a job with a video game developer and continued it, and it has become, like I said, it's so big. This volume collects the first two sort of arcs or issues or books. Norley is the Valley of the Trolls, and Norley is the Vikings and the Oracle. There's more. She has done 6 volumes, and I think also a couple of spin-off stories for the world of Nordlys. So there's a lot more where this come from. So keep your eyes out. I'm really excited about this. I love sort of seeing these stories that are kind of inspired a little bit by classics, but also on their own take, and they put a lot of their culture in it. And obviously, this one, it's right up that alley. So there you go.
Right. My pick is Superman Up in the Sky, the deluxe edition. This is Tom King on writing.
Hmm.
So this is like, if you want to read something that has at its heart the spirit of Superman, this would be the one for you. It's basically about essentially aliens have kidnapped this young girl from Metropolis, and it's a question of like what lengths would Superman go for this one girl, because leaving behind Metropolis to find her in the vast outer space, it's almost impossible. And yet, is he willing to do that to leave Metropolis, Earth, basically defenseless?
Hmm.
And it's this internal turmoil that he goes through, leaving his family behind, leaving the humans behind, and feeling sort of like he just feels guilty because he could be there helping and he's not. But then there's this little girl who is such a fan of Superman. She has this doll that she carries around with it, like a doll, and she's waiting for him. Like she's the little girl who's waiting for him and fully believes that he will be there for her. So it's that turmoil that he goes through, and such a beautiful story. I like there's some very iconic scenes that like I can't get out of my head because of how beautiful it is. How he's willing to be beat up like to a pulp just to find her, willingly doing that. There are like
Yeah.
really like heartbreaking scenes where like he hears news, and like news and messages are get transferred differently when you're in outer space than when you're on Earth. So what he heard might be like months or even more like later, or like time is different in the way that messages are communicated. So hearing things that might have happened with his family, being so like helpless in a way because of where he's at. And like there's this like really funny scene where he's frustrated, he wants to make a call back home, and like it's so human in the way where like it's like he's waiting at the DMV trying to like make a phone call back on Earth, or like to get a message across, right? So it's just like little moments, it's almost like snippets of like his journey to
Yeah.
find her. And again, it's just a beautiful story.
Yeah.
This includes issues 1 to 6. Highly recommend it if you haven't already read this. And of course, this being in hardcover, it's the way to go. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. And we continue with Yucatan 1512, written and illustrated by Alex Vede. Um, this is Alex Vede is he lives in Spain. I'm not sure if he's from Spain. I only found on his bios that he is in Galicia in Spain. But this is a amazing sort of alternate story history, I should say, story. It takes place obviously in 1512. Colonizers are coming into the Yucatan Peninsula and looking for the city of gold, but instead they found death, And it is very beautiful. The art is very beautiful. Look up Alex Vede's art. You can see that it's similar to what you see here on the cover, sort of like gritty with some beautiful lines at the same time, but it has a sort of a very rough texture, but beautiful. And he does amazing job with the shadows and the lights and having the sun in the background and sort of the main characters sort of in front of these creatures. And a little bit more about the story. Like I said, there's an expedition of Spanish soldiers uh, that make landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula in 1512. They're seeking for the Mayan gold, city of gold. And then this natives, this sorry, this one of the explorers, Sorolla, just an old grizzled soldier. Uh, he's just like retired, kind of just looking for what to do at the end of his years. But his commander suddenly slays one of the natives, and Sorolla gets in between his commander and this girl and save this girl. But then he has to escape as a traitor, and then the whole expedition then becomes a manhunt for him and the girl. But as they go deeper into the jungles of Yucatan, of the peninsula, they encounter creatures that are that were sleeping, and they sort of are these monstrous warriors that are vengeful. So it's very cool premise. Like I said, the art is gonna be amazing. There's also later this year, Dark Horse is also gonna publish Riptide, another graphic novel by Alex Vede. So there's going to be more coming by this amazing author illustrator. And yeah, I can't wait for this one. We talked about this, I think, on a video when it was first announced. So I've been like really waiting. I can't wait to read this for sure. Uh, and I know that it's going to be just amazing. Like I said, look up the art of Alex Verde. You're going to love the art.
All right, next up we have the Sinbad. This is about well, one of the characters is Duke, who's basically this washed up hockey player by day, but he's a ghost monster and demon hunter by night. And after this away game, Duke finds this local legend that basically when he finds out about that, he goes into the night and takes down this monster and locking it away in the Sinbad, and his daughter Kat basically discovers the truth about his demon hunting, which she didn't know about, and it becomes basically her dream to follow in his footsteps. So they work together on their first case together. Kat basically learns Duke's biggest secret because the demon hunting or hunting monsters in general isn't, yeah, it is out of the kindness of his heart, but it's more than that. He's searching for someone that was taken by the monsters years ago, which is his wife and her mother. And so together they basically go on the road to save mankind, but also try to reunite their family and try to find his wife, her mom. And so, yeah, really cool story. We
Yeah.
have the writer Robbie Thompson, who did work on the TV show Supernatural, who did
Mhm.
work on Marvel's Spider-Man, Deadpool, and yeah, it's just like this monster hunting family trying to come together. It's definitely something that I would love to read. So yes,
Yeah.
it's one of my picks.
Very cool. And that's it for our picks. And now we're going to just highlight some of the key titles that are also coming this month, of the month of May. It's Absolute Superman Red Sun, a new edition of Mark Millar. So definitely want to pick that up. Then there we have Asception Volume 1 by Coco Owerner. I'm so sorry. Don't know. And then next, we have the DC Pride box set, various artists. This is a collection of, I believe it's three. Yes, three of these yearly collections of the DC Pride anthology of stories. Very cool. Some of them have won awards. There's amazing authors and illustrators included in this. And then we have DC's Misfits of Magic by Matthew Dell Smith. And then we have The Exceptional X-Men by Eve L. Ewing, Volume 1, Judy Calls.
Right, continuing on, we have the giant size Marvel Omnibus that a lot of people are looking forward to. So we have the Dave Cockrum cover, and then we have the Kane and John Romita Sr. cover. This is Lane Wayne. And so you have three covers to choose from. Very excited for
Yeah.
all. If
All
you're
three. Yeah,
if
exactly.
you're a collector that has to have it all. And then we have Godzilla Here, There Be Dragons, 2, Sons of Giants, and Hex Vets, The Night Tunnels by Stan Davies.
Excellent. And we continue with Jenny Sparks by Tom King, the collected edition of this series that came out last year. And then we have from the DC Compact Comics edition, we have Kingdom Come by Mark Waid. Then we continue with Looney Tunes Catch the Wascally Wabbit by Sean Corlin. And then we have Laura Olympus Volume 8. And as all the other volumes, is going to be available both in hardcover and trade paperback by Rachel Smith. And then we have Monster High New Master Volume 1, and with various artists and illustrators and authors involved.
All right, we have another edition, but this is the definitive expanded edition of Moon Shadow. So if you didn't get it the first time around, this is your time to do it by J.M. De Mateus. My Little Pony: The Storm of Zephyr Heights by various creators, as you'll see here. Mark Miller's Nemesis Rogues Gallery, which is quite cool. And then we have Nightwing, Volume 1, Bloodhaven. This is the 2025 edition. Chuck Dixon, Phases of the Moonlight by Jed McKay.
And we continue with Raymond Chandler's Trouble is My Business, obviously by Raymond Chandler. And then we have Red Hood and the Outlaws, the New 52 Omnibus Volume 1, the 2025 edition. Sorry. Sorry about that. By James Tannion the Fourth. Then we have Silver Surfer Omnibus Volume 1. And then we have the John Buscema first issue cover, the new printing, and then we also have the John Buscema Thor cover, also new printing, and that's a direct market only edition. And last on this slide is Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Prime, Volume 1 by Hayden Robo.
All right. Oh, cool. I should mention the Space Usagi White Star Rising. There is the regular edition, but if you want to be cool, you can
You
get the
want to join
limited
the cool
edition.
kids,
Join the cool
impress
side.
your friends.
Yeah, Impress Your Friends is the limited edition there.
Yeah.
We have Star Wars Ahsoka Season 1, Rodney Barnes. Star Wars, this they do these nice black, white, and red treasury editions. So we have one for Dark Maul. This is Greg Pak. And then I'll continue on with more from DC Compact Editions. We have Static Season 1, which is cool. And this was on my favorites list of last year, at least the Volume 1. So I can't wait for the Volume 2. This is Suitor Armor by Purpa.
And we continue. Oh, I've been waiting for this for so long because it was announced last year. The Little Witcher from the creative minds between the Witcher video games. It's sort of a very cool Witcher and Little
It's
Witcher sort of.
adorable. If you've
It's
seen the art
very
size,
cool.
it's cute.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Very cool, sort of a gift book size book. Anyways, Thunderbolts Epic Collection targeted for Death, Kurt Busiek. Then we have Venom Wars, Zombiettes, and Venom O's, Kevin Scott. And then we have Wolverine by Saladin Ahmed, Volume 1 in the Bones by Saladin Ahmed, obviously. And then last, we have Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka Omnibus. And that's it. What we're going to highlight, like I said before, we're going to leave you with the rest of the titles that are coming during the month of May. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please come back There's more on our channel. We also have videos for mangas that are coming monthly, and we also do videos weekly for FOC, and we pick some titles and give you some news. Also, we're on Instagram, on X, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find us at PRH International Comics as well as on YouTube, obviously, and we'll leave some links in the description below. And that's it. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye, everyone.